Nonsense. How could such a situation even arise? Food is everywhere. How could anything be scarce when our village has a rock this large? The rock is big. It's a big rock. Previously, rocks were small. Now they're big. Here, deep in the new stone. The new, larger stone. Look at it. Community healthy and strong, probably. Now equipped with beasts and mud. Rock. Hopefully by next winter, the sheep count will have improved enough to get many people fine cladding of wool. This strange new era of bridges. And all that remains to learn of this era is hogs and further plants. The orb is larger than a regular orb. Took a lot of effort to move that orb. Good, we got a couple more megaliths sitting around. Plenty of opportunities for larger rocks. Got a bunch of idlers. May as well take in the season's skin. And I could start to think about defense. Palisades. Cost log. How much log? And like, how much? What terrain permits palisade? Like, okay, that tree is being in the way there. So I would take it that this rock is impassable. Dogs were invented. Dogs have been known for ages. Dogs are everywhere. You can just find them on any street corner, laying around, looking at sheep. Dog is among the oldest technologies. Hunting much more convenient when I know that you can tag the animals directly now. Someone will figure it out. So I guess a further thing I want to do now is start clear cutting a bit. Open up some space hereabouts. Bison possess some fighting spirit. Well done, Girgor. Yeah, because what I'm starting to think about is, like, creating kind of a module to build a village out of. That is one of the ways that societies start sorting themselves out. Where is this criminal? Where's this fiend? Banditry. Well, entire village. Go get him. Well, that one's unarmed. Well, alright, you have a sling. That one's underarmed. 2 spears, 1 sling. Will to crime. Gain knowledge of pulse. Dogs helped. Dogs are natural helpers. Yeah, one of the ways societies start to organize themselves once agriculture is happening is, alright, you got water, and everyone needs water. So everybody gets a slice of the shore, and then an amount of land stretching inward. You have, like, columns. Parceled out along a riverbank. What kind of natural resources are on this side of the river, actually? Got some big rock, some regular rock. Then mostly open ground. Yeah, thing to think about as we go forward is, so suppose I just have, like, yeah, this riverbank tile seems like a natural unit of measure to think about. Source of fish and mud. So look at this and think, okay, so I could put, like, like 2 or 3 huts in a row along here, which at current tax, that's 12 people, and then think, what's 12 people's worth of work that it could fit in the area behind them? That they have their water, their fish, their mud, and then some amount of labor, like a farm plot and a work hut. And then some portion of that could be fenced off and made defensible. Yeah, the land is pretty open going back from here, so let's start with thinking about that. If I throw down, like, a watchtower here as a marker, yeah, that's where one edge of this plot is. The other is over there. $250 breads. Outlandish. Such excess, such luxury. That's more bread than any one person could know. That does seem like it's more than many bread. Is that all of? Is that every bread? Yeah, so the logging begins. Those watchtowers will go up. And we could put, like, a quartet of huts? And they'd have a nice common area open in front of them. 4 huts, a storage building. Maybe more extended back. Four huts, storage building, granary? Maybe. Is there such a thing as pairs of numbers? Families of numbers that are like cousins, brothers, friend numbers. Maybe. And, like, yeah, at the moment, the shore is clear. Get a bridge up so that this place can access over here and its many rocks. Yeah, the land clearing is going to take a bit. Kill the adults, steal the children. Just tried to sneak into a hut. Unacceptable. Another thought, though, is that the river is a natural point of vulnerability since we can't put a fence across the river. So having access to wells now, we could slide away from the river. But we still depend on the river for mud. Knowledge of wool. Having handled a few wool in our time, few mysteries remain. Wait, so what's preventing building here? Is it just too close to the damp? I guess. Right, damp must be separated from warm, and as the home is a naturally warm-aligned structure, a nexus of heat. That's just proper magic. So these 4 huts with an alley between them. A stables for local beasts. One grain area. The granarium. Generic storage hut. No idea how much of either of these is an appropriate amount to be building. Quite a bunch.
Around.
The land meat. It's growing more understood each day.
Perfect. That's important.
thinking about community, about layouts. Until now, we've just kind of always put huts wherever, maintained huts wherever the ancestors put them. But ever since we got Big Rock, people have been looking at shapes. Big shapes. Rock shapes. I mean, just think about Big Rock. It's got like this bit that's smooth, but then this other bit that's smooth but different. Then this bit that's kind of bendy.
Yeah. I like looking at that bendy part, you know? That's the part I like the most. What's your favorite part of the rock?
Well, there is like... There's the top bit. The flat bit
That's a
that you
pretty
can
good
only
bit.
see if you get up in the tall house.
Yeah.
That's like the secret bit. The bit that's always pointed at the hot.
It makes a lot of sense. I like the subtleties of curvy bit.
There's great nuance to Big Rock.
Absolutely.
And it is taller than everything else in the village except Tall House and also the totems. Taller than some trees. There's much to be learned from Big Rock. Aken is dead. Died of plague while dragging mud.
Mud plague. Unfortunate.
The damp reclaims its own. Alright, so fence is a log per tile. It will take some log to establish security. Establishing security for Bean. I don't think there's as much we need to buy at the moment. This is a time of abundance.
Oh, excuse me. I unmuted myself to burp. That was a mistake. Sorry, I was eating too much ground meat. but also
Primitive
normal.
audio management.
Yes. Too much mud, you know?
Every so often, you must release the inner damp.
Absolutely.
So we can't fence across the mountain. The mountain is known to not be too much of an obstacle to move. Well, it's more the riverbank is not an obstacle to movement. Knowledge of nut.
Nut knowledge.
Nut wisdom.
Good old-fashioned nut know-how.
Gnosis. From nut. Only remaining wisdoms of the era are flax and hog. New goats were formed. New goats... Well, no. New sheep could be stolen. Full sheep is known. We possess sheep tech.
Sheep is acquired. The sequel to Goats is here.
The moment we have captive animals, they can be bred. Just taking advantage of the opportunity to steal more additional animals to get things started up faster. Animals just happen in the wild. It's weird. A tannin collecting zone. Alright. I guess.
Tannins. That's for leather, though.
Which remains part of our heritage. Our history
Heritage,
of skin
maybe.
use.
But we do recognize it as a mistake, right?
It was our mistake to make. And if we're just talking about skin that's for display rather than use, it just needs to look nice on a shelf, hanging on a wall.
Yeah. That's fair.
A decorative skin. Yes, animals emerge from the dampness of the wild, as has been observed by various things that leave caves, which are portals to the damp.
Yes. They're dark, they're wet, they're caves. There's nothing else for them but damn.
Weird that I can't put diagonal gates, cardinal directions only, for gateway. Humble beginnings for fence planning. I probably don't need this interior fence.
Fence. Blockades. Incredible. This is gonna prevent, like, all those lions and bears.
Bear
And maybe those...
probably can't climb that many trees at once, side
Yeah.
by side. Wouldn't know what to make of them.
I mean, bears can't climb. Everyone knows that. They're too big. You can't be that big and climb.
A
That's
big
impossible.
can't go up unless
Exactly.
it's Big Rock.
Well, Big Rock doesn't climb.
That's a level of
Big
bigness
Rock just-
beyond.
Yeah. Listen, you look at you look at birds. Birds aren't big. Birds are really good at climbing.
They can climb nothing.
Yeah. That makes them really good at it.
We have so much to learn from the world. The second bridge. You do have to put people in Tull House when it is time for fighting. Thus far, all fighting that has happened has consisted of getting the entire town to form an angry mob and descend on something. Been very proactive in that way. We do seem to have more people than... We seem to have more harvest to do than we have people free to carry it out. We'll need more folks. Wool supply is also catching up, that's nice. We need to defeat a lot more trees.
Don't have enough wood.
Wood is abundant for now, but we could be defeating more trees.
There could be more wood, is the most important thing.
What if we had all the wood, though? The question, though, just because this is unbuildable, is it impassable as well? Suppose I could get a person to go investigate. You, idle child, get over here. Yes, this is walkable. That fence won't be of any good. Fence needs to surpass that bridge. Like that. Meaning then another line here. Drawing connections from rock to rock. The harvest got in, many grains have occurred.
We might one day have bread meal.
Now, knowledge of flax. Yeah, just over there. All that remains. The culmination of all stone knowledge. Brittle of hogs. Learn the secret names of boar. Today is dead. Fought a tree and lost.
They're wily, I understand.
Yes, we have this panel as well that will start to do more things as we engage in defense. I should be defining wood piles near where we're doing this logging and building. That just makes sense. Mud Hut is vastly more durable than Skin Hut ever was.
Mud is so easy to upkeep.
The
It's all
initial
over the
Mud
place.
community hasn't even started to demand maintenance yet.
I mean, it just makes sense. Of course mud is durable. Look down. What are you standing on? Dry mud. That's not getting dug up. That's staying fine and dandy. You know, it's tough.
As far as we know, dirt can't bleed. Does dirt have blood?
Does dirt have blood?
What if dirt
Is-
is land skin?
What if?
That would explain so much about its properties.
It's covering up the rocks.
If we
Skin.
dug a very deep hole, would we find the meat
I think so.
of the ground? Jirak, why are you carrying this log by hand? Jirak, get a sled. There are sleds out there, Jirak. Suppose we should make more sleds. All available sleds may have been spoken for. There's no way I'm spending 200 value to discover Hog when we're already almost there.
Yeah, it seems like a bad deal.
Any minute now, we're gonna break through.
Gonna have a hog through. About to go hog wild.
About to gain that Hognosis. Sheep is valuable. With sheep, wool happens. Probably have a gate up here. And the planting begins. Wait, why is this goat marked for death? Because it's old. This goat has reached its limit. The skin is ripe. It seems like a lot of our flock that is marked for death, though. How many of our goat succeeded at reproducing to create fresh goat? Most of our goat happened at around the same time. "100 skin outfits. Incredible knowledge. We have perfected the art."
That's a lot of skin. The skin havers, they call us. The only people to have skin.
The Skin Tribe on Skin Mountain.
By the Skin River.
Owners of the Skin Rock.
Masters of skin.
Asra is dead. Hey there, entire herd of Auroch. Hanging out? Yes. Hognosis. Now, where are some boar? That is a single lonesome boar. Where to find more boar, though? I need small boar. All but 2 of my goat are dead. Goats, you will need to try harder. So of our remaining domestic goat, how old are they? Those few goat who began in captivity. The first to be truly of the home. There's one. 5-year-old goat. And 5-year-old goat. Yes. These are the 2 domestic goat we managed to produce, I guess. I'll have to keep stealing wild animals as it becomes convenient. 4x new sheep. The sheep population seems healthy. Sheep are managing to generate sheep. Let's see, what other buildings have I not popped knowledge from? Stable, Weaver, Outfitter, Flint Mine, Bridge, Gate. More Meniers. We had a collection of big rocks. Goat family, goat family. Capture more children. Or no, these are sheep. That's classic Flawn out there. Which, those have been more useful than Goat so far. Goat may be obsolete. Sheep is proving much more robust. I'll buy some goat. See if we can establish a viable population. Because if we can just have them around indefinitely, may as well. Seven and 5-year-old female? Yep. Should make good stock. Yeah, the sheep produces a sort of second skin. An outer skin that can be harvested renewably. And then when it runs out of that, you can just collect the regular skin underneath. That's pure value. 4 megaliths in various states of ready to go. Here's some ibex. Kill your children. Right, so it looks like I had a good percent of all the logs needed for the fence here. The material is mostly accounted for. Why are you carrying 3 outfits? Like, okay, you're wearing the one, but then you're just carrying these 2 bonus skin? Extravagant. Perhaps that's just the times we live in. This prosperous age of excess, where anyone could have 2 skin. Horn disease. Terrible. How can plants get plague? They aren't meat. Or are they?
I think they are. It's just different meat, you know? Everything's got meat in its own way. Plant meat is just weird and fibrous and kind of gross. You don't want to eat it. Unless you do. It depends on the plant. We call the internals of fruit flesh, right? The flesh of a fruit. That's just meat.
Yeah, that checks out. That scans.
Yeah.
And, like, sheep can eat this plant meat just fine. and then it becomes meat, and you couldn't get meat from non-meat. Which further supports that dirt must be earth skin.
Yeah.
Plants, with their roots, reach through the skin to connect with the dirt meat.
Yeah.
Strong harvest. Food supply is doing alright. Each year, logs get farther and farther away. But what if we put trees in the dirt? Which part of the tree is the nut? Probably the nut. We could keep trees at home. Goraya is dead. Before we could really think about such a thing, I think we gotta wrap our heads around this Earth question. What is dirt blood? Figure out how to extract that. Everything else should follow. The moment dirt can bleed. What if? We have to go from what we know about other things, because things is like other things. Many things is the same. And what differentiates blood from skin is that it's colorful. It is very bright. We're looking for colorful rocks. Especially rocks that could change color. Rocks that could be like red and bluish red. Those would have to be the blood rocks. That's the only way it would make sense. If we're gonna make sense of such a powerful magic, we need the appropriate worksite. Gotten this far on just one big rock.
Perhaps second big rock.
We could focus the power of a couple of rocks.
Smart. Rock 2. The sequel to Rock.
That's a couple of raiders.
Oh my. They're across the river again, but they're over there. It's across a second river. What's with raiders being across rivers? What the heck?
Sound the horn. Old Kitty was just out fishing. Sees this gang of ruffians closing in on town. Goes after him.
That's, surprising. She absolutely wanted blood.
And sought that blood while near the shiny rocks. We're onto something here. Okay, so everyone with a weapon gathered by this gate over here that's pointed in the wrong direction. We're gonna need some way to tell folks where to go. Well, aside from if they just gather up in general, then yeah, we can... everything else follows from there. There, some folks got into the tall house. Doing its job. Back to normal. So I should have a couple of those near all of this. All the more reason to assemble the rocks. The other villages. They envy our connection to the rocks. The bigness of our rock. Gonna need a lot more wood. Been a constant in this era. The importance of wood. Finally done coasting on that old surplus of tools. I might need to reestablish a crafting hut. a good sign in its own way. Means we have things to do. Those harvesting tools are turning into harvest. So where else had I finished digging up a megalith? We have a couple rolling in. Several big rock have been successfully claimed. We've reached a point where we understand that skin is too valuable to be wasted on clothing. There have been no complaints about high workload for a while. Even in the midst of the harvest, there are idlers. Five more knowledge from somewhere. And we're waiting on 2 more big rock. Feel like we had those accounted for. Yeah, there's the one. And surely another was ready to roll by now. Or was already rolling? Sheep are very productive. Sheep are online. Yeah. We've started the engine, which produces sheep.
Sheep provide a lot of stuff.
Right, we missed out on a bunch of harvesting. The winter arrived and immediately annihilated the rest of the grain.
Mm-hmm. Sheep are so good because they provide everything you need. They regenerate skin, basically, which is incredible.
Infinite skin.
Off of a single animal, just endless amounts of skin. They provide milk and all that other good stuff, too. Delicious, fatty milk as well.
They might be the ultimate life form.
It's true.
Kind of weird that I can't sell livestock to the trader. We remain very low on harvesting tools. All the more reason to finish the assembly of Big Rock. Just one more. I could stand to slaughter a couple of our older animals. What do we got? .6 years old. Although I guess at this point that is old for our flock, since these are all like domestically born now. idle children. See, now that we keep the animals around, skin can occur at any time of year. An ascended level of the arts. And without the grain harvest, we didn't have straw for feed. Well, we'll need more harvesting tools. I don't know much about Neolithic graves. So just arbitrarily, let's say mounds. Barrow mounds.
Yeah.
Why
The ones
dig a
at
hole? That's like putting someone further into the damp. Put them on the ground and then we assemble new dirt on top of them.
Yeah, and then occasionally you put in like stone structures in there too, so you can keep it up and you can go in there.
Yeah. See, Virag here, where she just fell down, why don't we just put a monument right there? That's where she decided to die. After 66 good years, just pile it up.
I really like Newgrange. Newgrange is pretty good. Or Newgrange.
Yeah, so over the course of this year, we need to reestablish a very real supply of sickles to use to actually reap what we're able to sow. We have the necessary labor. Yeah, I guess bone spear rather than flint spear. They're of equal capability, and bone is more abundant. And we have enough picks and axes. Knife supply is also quite healthy. Zomkal is dead. If I were to think about relocating entirely, though, this cliff is pretty nice. 2 flint, copper, tin. Some
Tin?
iron.
Tin is actually extremely rare.
Skin metal.
Skin. Incredible.
Mountain skin. Stone skin. Stin. Tin.
Stin skin.
Well, much of the fence exists. Fence construction has continued steadily.
Man, look at that. That's bustling.
Just menacing with spikes in all directions.
There's no way a bear can climb that. Impossible. Can't be done.
Unbelievably secure. Future of the community has never been safer. Not enough space for all these animals. Better start eating them.
If you're interested, by the way, tin is only slightly more common in the Earth's crust than uranium is. It's actually quite rare.
Neat.
I believe it's like generally agreed to be about 2.2 or 2.3 parts per millionth in the Earth's crust.
Now, where was that megalith? We had it on rollers. It's in the log. Where did it end up, though? Anyone gotten a handle on that? How does one misplace a rock so big? Knowledge attained. A new age is upon us. There are not enough sharp rocks in easy gathering distance. We'll have to do more. Must learn to wield wood and mud against the earth. Here, between the rivers, which is an appropriate containment measure before we get into the radical science of the metallurg. This radical witchcraft that had been set loose. Where is that megalith hiding, though? Surely someone has grabbed it. Summer harvest is going well, at least. Okay, that's the first indicator that showed up that light clothing is a separate thing that's desirable. That people specifically want the non-insulating clothing during the warm
Weird.
month.
They don't want to wear tons of heavy skins? Why, though?
Well, then you'd sweat up your good skin.
I guess. We can make sure that the skins breathe, right? It's good
Is
at
that
that.
what leather was for, all along?
Maybe. Maybe that is it. It's just, it was skin that breathes, so we should... I don't know. It's hard
Which
to
is
tell.
gross to describe, but then, there it is. There's the big rock. It's on its way.
Lorge.
Everybody just stand around and watch. Just go about your business. The fabric clothing is only 1-to-1 raw material into clothes. Mark has got this.
Good work, Marka. She's very strong.
50 years young. Not gonna let a big rock hold her back. Got there. All Marka. Marka did this. 100%. Okay, other people are showing up now that Marka has already done the hard work of getting it started. Now Maragor is here to just step in and take credit.
Typical. Younger, a dude. Yup. Just getting on in here, gonna do the light work and say, I did this.
Crime. Again. They know we're getting closer.
They want to destroy our rocks.
Everyone is hearing about Big Rock.
Understandable.
Everybody wants a piece of Big Rock. Alright, so everyone who is warriors, you're going over here to where the raiders are. Yeah, get in that tower. Surprising how quickly these fall apart. Yeah, it's very awkward to try to build any sort of defense around irregular terrain like this.
Just build a bunch of gates. No walls, just gates.
Hmm. They are walls, but better. Walls
Yeah.
we control.
Selective walls.
That is quite advanced. There we go. Back to the normal of workload is too high. And the other normal of low on harvesting tools. The new normal. Powerful. And 10 knowledge apiece for copper tech. For trees, rye, beef. What about thin log? We roll things on logs, but logs are really long.
And logs themselves are pretty heavy.
Couldn't we slim that down? Yeah, we're gonna end up needing even more logs since now we can construct the charred coal. Like, when you burn wood, you know, it burns a while, and then it kind of burns down, and then stops, but then it leaves behind, like, this super wood that still burns more. And, like, stays burning for ages.
Yeah.
What if we just
Stays
did that?
hot.
Take wood, put it in some mud.
Is that a bear? Thought I saw a cave bear.
That is a bear. Standard bear, not even caved bear.
Interesting. So this is more powerful than cave bear as it is not tainted by the damp.
The land bear.
Land
bear?
bear.
Hmm.
Whatever, you can still turn it into skin bear.
Yes. It should have skin.
We're pretty sure it has skin. You do not acquire skin from Cavehood.
Skin confirmed.
Excellent.
Trader, what the hell is that? Also, what the hell is that? Trader, what? Yurik? Yurik?
What is this?
What is that?
I don't get. There's two things here I don't understand.
Don't try to sell me the riddle of beef when you're brandishing that in my... What is that?
Okay, so first off, what is this strange, large goat that walks like this?
Explain long goat and explain that non-sled that you're dragging around, that it's dragging around.
What's this, like, hunk of log that's moving? I don't get it.
Right, we haven't managed to capture any hog yet. Let me just buy some hog. Ah, the value of skin clothing has declined as we've moved into a new age. The old tools slowly give way to the new. Bone spear remains relevant for now. Hog is known. No gimmicks, no accessories. It's just meat. Pure meat. You sold me 3 male hog. It's a start. Alright, we've opened the mine. A hole has been sunk into the copper. As population grows, death will become more common. Such is nature. Such is time. A hog has passed through the stone ring. That's a lucky hog. Still need to cut more trees. Fell more and more. "1,000 sticks. How far we've come. How much we've learned." Where to even put domestic tree? I guess we should enclose more land after we finish stabilizing what we have now.
Apply more wall, huh? Palisades.
Could eliminate some of our old fishing areas. Porgal is dead. Alright, we stopped being low on sickles. So that's a start. Also, the furnace is online. Nice. The manual bellows. No other idea for how to put air in a tube yet. Just do it. And the smith, through which copper begin. We take the shiny rocks and heat them up. Reveal the blood within. Where, let's see this. So, quality wise, copper versus flint. So the axe is better, the pick is much better. The sickle is of similar quality, but it's reducing our reliance on flint. And then the knife and the spear are likewise similar, and it's a matter of material. Seven sheep have disease. The woolly rhino is dead. Somebody ate the last one. They're gone now. The mammoth, also dead. We never got to hunt a mammoth. They're just gone now. No one will ever know what they tasted like. If they tasted at all. These secrets lost to the ages. Right, at least some straw managed to happen again. Yeah, we only need like 20 more logs for fencing out there. And then 9 more out here. So a lot of that is accounted for as well. Ominous. Okay, good. I have at least one male goat still in existence. There, that'll clean up the storage issue. Yeah, we may have just overdone it with the domestication. We'd probably be able to do it if I had successfully planted and harvested this entire thing of grain.
Perhaps.
Now that Stone Ring is built, and most of the fences up, next year should be less strenuous. Still surprised we don't do more with rock. Plain old A rock. Yeah, we're entirely out of straw.
Uh-oh.
Freighter.
Do you have garbage wheat? The bad stuff. You know, the long bits.
Also, Trader, what the hell is that? Why do you keep bringing these things into our village?
Don't get it. And what's with this tangy meat? I don't get it. What'd you use this with?
Kargulk, you will have to explain yourself.
It tastes weird. I like it, but it's weird.
Yes, we'll be able to start selling off flint tools as we phase in metal.
Metal.
It's shiny.
It's
Shiny,
hard
kind of slightly bendy rock. As befits it coming from nearer the damp. It's still solid, it's still heavy. But it can be more fluid. Each ore becomes a metal. And then each metal becomes one tool. I think we need a test year where no radical new construction projects are ordered. See if all 68 of the village are able to conduct themselves across as much grain as we have. Maybe go try to steal those boar. As always, the workload is high. There's planting to do. Really could stand to attract more people. So the town isn't even getting around to planting quite all of the field. Which suggests all the more the need for some, like, reorganizing and compartmentalizing. Figure out some sort of homestead unit. Much like the prototype that was sketched out here. Where the question becomes, alright, where do we put it? And do we make decisions about it right away? Hold out on further understanding of how to house. At least having too many animals is confirmation that we have enough animals. The old days of having to run out and chase creatures through the wilderness are over. Now, meat infests every aspect of day-to-day life.
Meat is important.
We now need to be actively curating the meat population. Yeah, let's build a hut here on Metal Island. Somewhere for people to rest. You know, something to make from the straw that we still don't have. Trader, did you bring any straw? Why didn't you bring straw? There was an understanding that we need straw. Like the charcoal. All the ore, all the fabric. Could one make straw from copper?
Thin copper.
Metallic straw.
Little tiny rods of metal. That good copper stuff.
Could you weave it?
Maybe.
Copper wool.
Copper linen. Copper flax.
A sheep of the earth.
So there were 6 metals that were used by, prehistoric folks. You probably know what they are. They're gold, silver, copper, tin, lead, and iron. Just the 6 you'd think of as the earliest used ones, they're the ones. Gold and silver primarily just because they're pretty. Lead because it was good and easy to find. The fact that it was super poisonous was not known for the ages.
And it's a very slow poison, so it takes a while to even live long enough to notice lead poisoning.
Yeah. Pretty much
To
all
live
of the
long
ones
enough
that are...
and well enough to distinguish lead poisoning from just life being garbage.
Yeah. And on top of that, lead is extremely malleable. So it's, it's also easy to work with at low temperatures and all that.
Mm-hmm.
True of gold as well, but gold is because it's just very pretty. Iron was known and was used. The thing is, iron by itself kinda blows. It's a bad metal. It's not very useful. But it is actually easy to turn into iron from, like hematite and whatnot.
It is then steel that's good at all kinds of things, if you can puzzle out the right steel.
Yeah, and steel was discovered in a lot, basically everywhere at different points in time.
With different levels of quality and reliability.
Yes. A lot of that having to deal with the accessibility of it, because, it's not that easy to get at pure ore iron. And that's not even, that common. Like, hematite and magnetite have to be found, in veins. They're very rarely just exposed to, the surface.
Animal populations have gone kinda wild. I guess I'm supposed to be butchering more of them.
Suppose so.
Can I set up rules for that anywhere? Dog population, weirdly small. Our 500th log. The wisdom therein. We need mule. Animals have stayed a lot further away from the village in general. As if something had been happening to animals that get close to humans. A lot of ibex. Donkey are just nowhere to be found. Probably gonna end up buying them.
Gaze upon. Skinheim. How wonderful it is.
Home of Big Rock. Home of big rocks.
Home of Skinhenge.
Skinhenge. Old man Jarek just looking at rocks.
Just loves it. It's cool.
Whatever's got you down in life, just stop by Meathenge.
Yeah. There's so much big rock to look at. It's incredible.
Rocks that stand together. Rocks that stand alone. Rocks up. Rocks sidewise. We really have to deal with this straw shortage. We need to restore the lofty heights of straw that we possessed a couple years back. Straw went into a decline because we weren't keeping up with harvesting equipment. Also giving everyone giant piles of work to do on the verge of the harvest. Be nice if goats could kind of stay in one place, though.
Yeah.
We really have to let them wander around everywhere.
Goats do like to eat.
"70 humans, and still too much workload." The harvest, though. Hopefully this will bring in enough straw to get things back in motion. It's a start. Everything farm related should be pretty high priority.
Agriculture is ideal. Y'all really gotta harvest. Plant and
It
harvest.
happens once each year, roughly the same time each year. Probably.
Yeah.
Leather, for its own sake, is holding some value. Which is natural. That's sensible. Can't sell the animals directly. Have to butcher. Can only sell the animal byproduct. Alright, we have many straw. Straw may be back online here. Now, if copper starts to become abundant on its own, that could be good enough reason to phase out all of the old tools. It hasn't taken much ore. Although that's also, we haven't finished making all that many copper things. Like, if we wanted to roll out metal knives...
Knives.
2 in 1.
Metal.
Beep.
Those are equivalent to flint knife. They probably last longer.
Yeah, probably.
Durability isn't getting recorded anywhere as a stat.
Copper's problems as a material for making, you know, a knife out of.
No, the basic sharp rock is a 1-star harvesting tool as well. Yeah.
Ah, neat.
Could cut grain with a flint if you had to.
That's fair. The problems with copper as a material for making a knife out of are pretty much just standard. It's soft. It doesn't hold an edge very well. It will lose its edge very, very quickly. And it's just also relatively, like, high upkeep in that it won't, like, splinter because it's too soft for that. But it will roll. It will just not work very well. It's needy, basically. But if you make one, it will be really good for a little bit. It'll be definitely better than than the stone one for a little while.
Yeah, so we stick to the tools where it is a straight trade up at the moment. Until perhaps some bold future age finds some way to complete the metal.
Mm-hmm.
In its current state, like a bone without a skin. We can find the skin of metal.
Or skin without any meat underneath it.
Also valid. Well, they should have warm clothing. What's all this wool for? If you're cold, go weave yourself a shirt. It's that easy. We had like 70-something straw at the end of the harvest. How much of this will get eaten by goats? Yeah, it's fine to have things outside of the wall. People can retreat through the wall when danger occurs. Alright, somewhere around here. New workshop. Okay, this is here to encompass a bunch of earlier things. Hey. String and a stick. Or fish.
Hmm.
And yeah, there are Bowyer, Slingmaker, possible superior Bowyer. And now we can make sleds as a product in a shop. Yeah, so the old skin crafting huts are less important. You can eventually decommission those. Keep them around so that something is using bone, I guess. Although we're obsoleting the things bone is made from. Maybe we just stop caring about flint. What's even made of flint anymore? Okay, so over the course of winter, our animals ate all of that straw. we had exactly enough straw to feed those animals from the partial harvest that was created. We need, like, a more dense animal. Explain beef. Also, good that we have a lumber surplus now. Lumber is extensive and real. Lumber is alive and well. A lot of bears. Nature keeps getting farther away from the village. Extending this fence to the mountain. That would enclose all of this. Aside from the ongoing vulnerability from the river. Powerful. A child has exploded. Now, of course, with spring here, the priority is everyone get planting now. There will never be enough stable space for all of these animals. A goat must die on every page.
We will feast upon goat this season.
Seven old female goat out there somewhere. There's a lot of good capacity for automation in this, and it just makes the other points that aren't automated stand out a bit. It's a pretty chill boar, just walking by a bunch of humans. Not a care in the world. you wait long enough, animals just slaughter themselves. It's great.
Yeah.
Works.
An animal will die.
That's nature.
Mm-hmm. Wild donkey.
Old woman head out and sees that.
Donkey.
That's our very important opportunity to break into the next animal. Someone has to claim these things.
The European ass is something that existed.
Some forms of ass are native to Europe.
Yep. Well, used to be. They're extinct now. And actually, it in fact went extinct during the Neolithic period, so makes sense.
Alright, it looks like just about everything managed to get planted. Like 3 tiles. 2 tiles left unaccounted for. Someone is trying to get to them. Never enough space for animals. One donkey was successfully captured. Where's the others, though?
There should be more than one donkey. You've seen wild aurochs around at least once, right?
Yes, we've killed many Auroch.
Yeah.
Those still exist somewhere.
Aurochs are, terrifying hell animals.
Okay, they're out this way. Yeah. One is already in the process of getting wrangled. The other will follow soon. Hey, there's some Auroch. Dear strange hell beasts, let me steal your children. We will eat them later. Signed, humans.
Mm-hmm. Like, the Aurochs was, large, very aggressive, and also extremely strong.
Cart. Beyond sled. Rolling sled. Okay, so they're down here by the river, past these hills. Alright, Old Man Tarak. You are going on an adventure. And Tergol. Who is nude and seeking clothing. You're going on an adventure. Get that Auroch. Yeah, so the vegetables here, you get to plant and harvest them earlier in the year, but they don't generate straw. And with this land in mind, I could start thinking about domestic trees. Seem kind of fussy about which land they're willing to settle on. But I put some on the peninsula. Yeah. Only rhyme remains before we've completed this age. Gained full knowledge of copper. And it looks like the fence is complete. The fence is complete. You have one line of defense. Mostly. The world has been successfully divided into here and yond. there's never enough stable space for the animals. Yeah, we got one cattle. Where's the other one, though? And I suppose, yeah, which did we get? We need to capture a bull. We have an initial population from which donkey may successfully occur. Goats remain out of control. We invented domestication. It'll be unknown thousands of years before we invent gelding. Should produce more flax. There are more specifically linen things that will demand more flax in the future. Nice. Prosperous. Alright, here we go. I figured there'd be something here. Okay, we can set a limit. We can set a goat threshold at which goats will cease. Which all excess goat should be removed.
Donkey. Cattle.
Can also raise the bread limit here. Actually, we don't do anything else with grain yet. So, infinite bread. Yes, bread. Enough sickles for 3/4 of the population. Enough knives and weapons for everyone. What the... The hell's a sword?
A what?
Sword?
Sphere?
Sphered?
Swart?
Swart?
I don't get it. What is that? Is that a knife with like 30 knives of what the fuck? Why would you make that?
This knife is too long.
Yeah. What's this for? I can't harvest grain with this. This sucks.
You can't whittle with that. It's too
Yeah.
big. Your knife's too big.
Why did you make a knife too big?
Knife but worse. Who would... What?
Knife but worse and way more expensive. What
This
the hell?
giant,
There's so much-
overpriced novelty knife. Who would use this?
I could make like 30 knives out of this one dumbass long knife.
Then again, big knife.
Big knife though.
Knife. Big?
Big. Large.
As big rock. To rock.
His big knife to knife.
Sharpened big rock?
Incredible.
Now, is the goat limit going to attempt to enforce itself automatically? Or do I still need to go hunt down and manually tag the many, many goats who escape each day?
Perhaps.
First cart. Cart is made.
Cart.
Cart is known.
We understand cart now, huh?
The sled with wheels is formed.
Wheels.
Rolling sled. Look at that capacity.
That's technology right there. That thing can hold stuff. Wow.
You could fit so many goat in that.
Incredible.
Fit so much skin in that.
So much goat skin.
Okay, more sheep were just born while we were over sheep limit, so the limiter doesn't kick in there. Does that limiter mean anything, or do I still have to go manually cull the population? Supply of far too many goats. That will get more convenient in the winter, though. Alright, let's see how well this harvest goes. For the most part, people shouldn't have other things to do than to head into the field and just carve it up. Well, okay, there's a bunch of construction people started. All these huts for future farming personnel. Beef obsolete goat. There's nothing unique goat does.
Well, goat is way lower upkeep.
Is it
In the
though?
real life.
Per unit meat? Per
Mainly
unit
for,
storage space.
I suppose, but man. Goat also produces better milk, nutritionally speaking.
When a stable holds exactly 10 animals regardless of mass.
Yes, okay.
Our 500th straw. The workload is too high. Sounds like you should start working. Load isn't going anywhere. If only there was some way to reduce the size of the list of tasks. Made it to 89 straw this time, so a slightly better harvest. Still, though, we're kind of riding the edge here. We have a bad people to animals ratio right now. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're
Too many
over
animals,
animal.
not enough people to produce more straw from all this grain.
Yes. Still, though, we've attained mastery of stone and have gone
Yes.
beyond.
We've entered the metal age.
Metal, which is just kind of sitting over there, not being particularly remarkable in its own right, but it's there, and it's neat.
It's cool. We know about it now.
It's new. The metal. Someday we might even let the metalsmith move into town instead of being forced out into the fringes on the far side of the damp. Who knows? Anything could happen. A new dawn. A new goat. Gotta do something about these goats.